I could have kept playing Samantha for a while. She was a very interesting character. I feel like I'm still discovering new things about her. There was a lot of things that I needed to educate myself on. It couldn't just be instinct and whim in a way. You know, she's dealing with a chronic pain, medical condition. Kind of trying to step out of comfort zones and trying to push into different fear spaces. I feel like maybe it's odd because I love acting so much, but like I think I choose roles more on how afraid of it I am.
Jena, I am so excited to see your character unfold. I have just started watching it and I am loving the authenticity that you're bringing in it. So, on that note, a huge welcome to ETimes, and we are so happy to have you joining with us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's fun. How are you doing today?
I'm great. So, I want to know from you what made you say an absolute yes to the show and which was the most interesting part to shoot for?
I knew Goliath was a well-loved series. I had not watched it previously. I read 3 of the episodes and was instantly intrigued. It has a very, very cinematic writing style, and they use, it just felt really interesting, something that I hadn't really associated with television previously. And then I got to watch some of the seasons and just fell in love with the characters. And so that I felt almost like I was a fan as well, wanting to step into this world and create this final season that really would allow the characters that are well loved to shine, and then introduce new characters and new, crisis to sort of alchemize in the world,
Mm-hmm. So, there's a different sort of charm, wit, and sensibility in your character. So, how did you approach Samantha?
I don't know. There was a lot of things that I needed to educate myself on. It couldn't just be instinct and whim in a way. She's dealing with a chronic pain, medical condition, and, she's a lawyer. There's like the language of that. And I was, not raised in that way. So just understanding that world was really important. And, just sort of, I don't know. I think I'm still trying to. I could have kept playing Samantha for a while. She was a very interesting character. I feel like I'm still discovering new things about her.
True. So, prior shooting, what was the kind of preparation that you had to take, as in understanding the dynamics of law, were there challenges in, doing that?
It felt much more linear than a lot of my other jobs, where I was like, I really had to learn legalese and understanding the courtroom process and just how all of that worked, because I was not as familiar with that previously. And I think really conquering the idea of the pharmaceutical industrial complex and breaking down what big pharma is and making it more than just numbers and statistics. And really getting to understand how the opioid crisis affects Middle America, affects Los Angeles, affects your brother. It really does affect all of us in different ways. And that was an important space to kind of hold, not only for myself in the series, but for myself as a mother, just knowing, it's like everything is a teachable moment. So the more that I get to become a critical thinker about different crisis point in America, I can educate my son on how to be a critical thinker, because he's going to be the one that sort of will eventually be, inheriting this world. So,
So, the latest case tackles a timely global crisis, as you mentioned, that impacts an entire generation. So how do you think a legal drama like Goliath will throw light on that matter?
Well, I think maybe it's a very interesting time for a big pharma legal case in a series narrative to emerge, because we've been reading so much about, how pharmaceutical companies help us in a lot of ways, with the vaccinations and what is true equality of vaccine distribution and how are we getting it around the country. And all of a sudden, it's been the first time that I feel like we've all felt like real global citizens, in the sense that we're all under this space of the pandemic. I call it pandemic just to make it a little sweeter on the tongue. So it's fascinating. I mean, I've never read so much about pharmaceutical companies in my life since the pandemic. And now, here's an amazing series that's giving you a different approach to that and to kind of dive deeper into that. And I think it's sort of perfectly timed.
Mm-hmm. So, Jena, as an actor who's known for bringing magic in the portrayal of women on screen, how do you choose your scripts or projects?
I mean, in a lot of ways, I feel like they choose me, like it's hard. I try to be linear with but it never works. It's never like, this is what I want to do. And then you find it. It's just, you have to keep a very open heart and be really honest about what's going to make you excited next, and not trying to do the thing that you've done again and again and again, and kind of trying to step out of comfort zones and trying to push into different fear spaces. I feel like maybe it's odd because I love acting so much, but like I think I choose roles more on how afraid of it I am. Okay. Because I know there's going to be a lot to learn and it's going to keep me on my feet and I'm going to be learning something that will be important to me. Whereas doing something where I'm like, oh yeah, whatever, like I could do that in my sleep feels less exciting in a way,
So, if I rewind a little, you have almost explored every genre possible in cinema. And now that you have made a significant mark of yourself in the industry, how do you maintain your individuality as an actor while still reinventing yourself?
My individuality as an actor, or just sort of like a human being outside of, what do you mean?
Your individuality as an actor.
Well, I don't let anyone else make decisions for me. My age, I mean, I don't know. I'm just sort of like, I decide what I want to do and where I want to go and how it's all going to work and if I want to take breaks. And I think that helps me, feed myself as a human, which makes me a better relator, which makes me a better actor. And then I'm not in positions where I'm doing something because I don't love it, so it helps me stay like, in a happy body, yeah. I guess.
This is very inspiring. Thank you so much for putting this across.
Yeah, you too.
You're so thank you so much, Jena. I had a great time chatting with you. All the best for Goliath. And I really look forward to having more conversations with you. Hopefully.
I appreciate that. Yeah, hopefully we get to do it again.
Bye-bye. Take care. Bye.